Here we are. It is quarterfinals day here at the Davis Cup. I say here at the Davis Cup. I am not there in Italy. This is like the year of Italy. Everything is going on in Italy. Had the ATP finals in Italy, and now we have this the Davis Cup in Italy. Yannick Sinner from Italy, Musetti, doing really well this year as well. So a lot of stuff happening in Italy this year as far as tennis goes. So right now we are going to be watching Francisco Cerundolo versus Alexander Zverev. Zverev has to win this match to keep Germany in the Davis Cup because Echeverry just won a crazy 2-set match against Struff. 2 tie breaks in that match. And now Zverev must win this match to keep Germany in the tournament. So they are going through the coin toss right now. Actually, it's just complete. I'm not sure actually who won that coin toss. Trying to get this stat sheet set up here for you. Cerundolo actually not a great matchup for Zverev. Zverev, of course, is playing really well this year, but Cerundolo has the head-to-head on him 3-1, I believe. Yes, there we go. The caster on TV just confirmed what I said. So 3-1, Cerundolo is leading this matchup, this head-to-head. So not a great matchup for Zverev, but Zverev does love the Davis Cup. So maybe he has a little extra desire to win there. Players are warming up right now at the moment. We'll have a 5-minute or so warm up, and then we will be underway. This would Cerundolo could come out and really be a hero for Argentina and push Argentina into the semis, or Zverev could keep the hopes of Germany alive, which I didn't keep up with the qualifiers or the different rounds of the Davis Cup, but when I started looking into this, I realized it's like, oh my god, the U.S. got knocked out. Yes, they got knocked out by Czechia, Lehechka, Minchik, those guys dominated us. But so it goes. Players are just about to start. Yep, they are warming up their serves at the moment. So we will be underway here in about 2 minutes. Not entirely sure who is going to be serving first yet. Missed the coin toss. Last week had the ATP finals. Yannick Sinner won there in Turin pretty handily. Alcaraz did appear to have suffered some sort of hamstring injury, which ultimately caused him to pull out of the Davis Cup as well. So that was a disappointing way, definitely, to end the ATP finals with a sort of a less than 100% Carlos Alcaraz. You could tell that there was something was going on there towards the end because he just kept coming into the net and he was losing. He was losing a lot of points up at the net. But he just obviously was Carlos was a little bit hampered and just couldn't hang. It was disappointing because he was playing a really, really solid tournament, and I liked his chances against Sinner there at Turin. But right now, we've got Alexander Zverev, Francisco Cerundolo, quarterfinals at the Davis Cup. Players are getting ready to step on court right now. They're going to be locking horns for best 2 out of 3. And it looks like Cerundolo will serve first. Cerundolo serves a fault. Serve. The backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo. Another backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Cerundolo up at the net. Dumps it into the net. Zverev. Gonna knock one down there. Serve from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Zverev goes out. 15-0. Serve. That's an ace from Cerundolo. Serve to the forehand of Zverev. That lands in. Mishit a little bit. Backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Another backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. He tries to go up the line and he misses. Cerundolo, 40-15. After losing the first point. Serve to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. And a forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo in the net from Cerundolo. Serve. Forehand of Zverev. Fault. Second serve. Backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Zverev goes out. Cerundolo gets the hold that he needs to start the match. I would actually really like to see just one of those good matches from Cerundolo. Cerundolo is just one of those guys that if he is on, he can be untouchable. Zverev obviously plays a very defensive game, slow paced. Cerundolo can be the exact opposite. He can just start unloading. Would be fun to watch. Second serve from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo in the net. On the flip side, Cerundolo can also just start missing everything. I mean everything. Serve. It's a fault from Zverev. Second serve. Forehand of Cerundolo, that goes out. I don't see anyone other than Italy winning this thing. I really don't. Italy's got to defend. Backhand from Cerundolo up the line is also a miss. Who's playing? Is Musetti playing for Italy as well? Okay, so we got Cavalli, Berrettini. Oh, I guess Sinner's not playing. Got Cavalli, Sonego, Berrettini, Vavasori. Interesting. I didn't realize Sinner was not playing at the Davis Cup. Makes sense. Just did the ATP final. By the way, Zverev did win that game easily. Cerundolo serving. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev again to the backhand of Cerundolo, who puts it up the line with some power, and Zverev ends up hitting it in the net. Serve is a fault. Second serve. The backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo goes out. 30-15. Serve. The forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Ooh, like 90% out. Cerundolo defense. Not enough. 30 all. Serve. The forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Zverev goes very far out. Opportunity to hold here for Cerundolo. Serve. The backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Zverev in the net. Cerundolo holds. Zverev holds. And Cerundolo holds again. Straightforward opening to the match. Guess what it looks like is that Italy and Belgium are the first two teams into the semis. Spain, looks like Spain will be there. And then this is the last quarterfinal group to play. Trying to figure out who is going to be facing Spain. I don't know who would beat. Don't know who would beat Italy. Because even Menchik and Lehechka, they got knocked out. So sir, to the backhand of Cerundolo. Another backhand from Cerundolo in the net. Zverev, 15 love. Serve. There we go. First ace of the match. Actually, second ace of the match. First ace for Zverev. Wide serve is out of Cerundolo's grasp. He gets there to it, but he just can't do anything with it. 40 love. Serve. That's another ace. Zverev brings it to 2 all. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev again to the forehand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo goes out. Serve. Forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev again to the backhand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Cerundolo. Goes out. Cerundolo is doing that thing that I said that he could do. He's hitting a little wild at the moment. Not very clean. Serve. Forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev again. The forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Backhand of Cerundolo. Big forehand from Zverev. I think Cerundolo likes the pace. Cerundolo likes the pace. He likes to bring it up a little bit. Zverev hits probably the biggest shot that he's hit of the match. And Cerundolo enjoys taking the pace up a notch. Not interested in this patient rolling the ball corner to corner rally. Let's just get to it. Serve. Fault. Second serve. Backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. The forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Cross court. Forehand to forehand here. Except Cerundolo puts it up the middle, really. Backhand slice from Cerundolo in the net. Double break points going to the German. Serve. Forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo goes out. Break point goes to Germany. Zverev will try to get a hold. Zverev going to try to solidify his break here. Serve from Zverev. The forehand of Cerundolo. That's a short ball. Zverev gets up to it, puts it away with a swinging backhand. Like I said, Cerundolo can either make this interesting or Cerundolo can make this brutal. at the moment, looks like we're going the brutal route. Huge serves. Huge back-to-back serves. Bring it to 40 love for Zverev. Serve from Zverev in the net. Second serve. To the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo again to the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Zverev goes out. Hit that one. With not enough margin, really. And maybe didn't need to hit that good of a shot. Serve. The forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Cerundolo. Defensive shot. That goes out. Zverev backs up his break. Put Germany up 4-2. In the first set of this quarterfinal matchup, must win for Germany to stay in the tournament. That return from Zverev goes in the net. Backhand from Zverev on the return. Forehand from Cerundolo. Just a awful miss. Had the whole court open to hit. And this is the kind of shit that Cerundolo can put his fans through. Absolutely no reason to miss that shot. Zverev 100% in a defensive position. Whole court open to hit into. And he misses. All right, I'm going to stop. Laying it on a little heavy. Lob. Overhead. Zverev. Oh. Cerundolo's overhead hit the tape. It lands in, and Zverev gets a passing shot. Serve is a fault. This is like the perfect start for Alexander Zverev. Except for that shot. That shot went out. Even more than perfect would have been, double break points in back-to-back games. Some Argentinian fans try to back up their man. Short ball. Cerundolo gets up to it. Puts it away. That ball from Zverev hit the tape and landed right in the center of the court. Cerundolo gets up to it quickly. Does what he needs to. Serve from Cerundolo in the net. Serve from Cerundolo to the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Cerundolo is good. All right, Cerundolo escapes disaster in that game. Does not go down a double break, as it looked like he was in trouble of. But he's still in a hole here. Okay, Cerundolo headed back to return. Has not gotten close in his Zverev game so far in the match. See what happens here. Serve. The forehand of Francisco. That goes out. Serve from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Cerundolo. No good. Serve from Zverev. The backhand of Cerundolo. This is just a serving clinic right now from Zverev. Serve. Fault. Serve. Backhand from Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. It's a nice forehand from Zverev. Cerundolo gets a little bit aggressive on it. No good. Zverev has not had to do much in this match because Cerundolo has pretty much not even put up a fight. The casters on TV are going to be, if you're watching that, the casters on TV, they're going to be they're a lot nicer than I am. They're saying that Zverev is playing very well. I think it's Cerundolo is playing very bad. Forehand from Cerundolo. That's a good shot from him. That's the first. That's the best shot that we've seen. Right up the line on the forehand side is Zverev. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo. And that's kind of short. But Zverev chooses to still stay back. Cerundolo ends up hitting a backhand in the net. Serve is a fault. Second serve. The backhand is Zverev. Ooh, that backhand goes out. Serve. There's an ace. All right, now Francisco must break here to stay in the set. See how that goes for him. All right. Zverev going to try to clutch up this set for Germany. Serve to the backhand of Cerundolo. Out of reach for him to handle it well enough. Serve. Backhand of Cerundolo. Little pickup volley drop shot from Zverev. Zverev gets past. Serve from Zverev. That's an ace. Serve. Oh. Second serve. The forehand of Cerundolo. It's a good shot. Backhand from Zverev, defensive backhand. Cerundolo gets aggressive and greedy, and it's just not working out for him right now. I love it when Cerundolo is aggressive and the ball lands in. When it doesn't, it's hard to watch. Set point. Serve. Cerundolo puts up a lob. That goes out. Zverev wins the first set for Germany. Yeah, Zverev served well, but also didn't really have to do much outside of serving well. Cerundolo gave away that one service game, and he's pretty much cooked after that. Pretty much done in the first set. See if he can lock it down. And do a little more in the second. Make it interesting. Who's playing in the doubles though? I don't know who's playing in this doubles. I don't even know these names. Be honest, I don't even know those names. Never seen those guys. We know these guys though. Second set. Germany up 1-0. Argentina up 1-0 in the matchup. Good serve from Cerundolo. Serve. Forehand from Zverev lands out. Serve. That's an ace. Serve. It's going to be a fault. Second serve. I want to see Zverev step in and just rip one for fun. Forehand from Cerundolo to the forehand of Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Zverev on the run. Winner from Cerundolo. Better shot selection from the Argentine in that one. Is it Argentine? Argentinian? Better shot selection from the man from Argentina. Francisco Cerundolo gets the first game of the second set. serve through the backhand of Cerundolo. That is just barely gets on Cerundolo's racket. Serve. That's a fault. Second serve. The backhand of Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo again in the net. Serve. Forehand from Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo. Backhand from Cerundolo. Cross court winner. Serve. Backhand. No, it was a fault. Serve. The backhand of Cerundolo lands on the back of the line. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Cerundolo. Again, just a routine balls that Cerundolo is just launching. Serve. Fault. Second serve. Backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo is a good forehand. Another forehand in the net. I thought Cerundolo was he's trying to play his game is what he's doing. You know, in Cerundolo, he goes for it. And he's either on or he's off. That's why he's never been, as far as I know, top 10. I actually don't know the highest that Cerundolo has ever been ranked. I'm going to look that up. Good serve from Cerundolo. Yeah, his career high is 18. Backhand from Zverev ends up in the net. Which, hey, 18 in the world, that's crazy. But when you're facing number 3 in the world, you cannot be dumping all of these errors out there. Forehand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo again. That was a good combination. 40 love. Zverev just plays a defensive game. That's it. Backhand from Zverev. Ooh. Bad volley from Cerundolo. A little bit relaxed, maybe. Zverev did hit an aggressive shot, but Cerundolo just misjudges that one, and it shanks off his racket into the stands. Actually, serve. Forehand from Zverev. That's a nice return from Zverev. Backhand from Zverev. And a big forehand from Zverev. Cerundolo can't handle it, hits it out. Those were the most aggressive shots that Zverev has hit in the match. He feels very in control. And that's the only time that you will see Zverev start opening up and really just whacking the ball, is when he feels firmly in control of the match. It may be a good time for him also to switch up the pace a little bit and give. That's a good winner from Cerundolo. He's also maybe trying to change up the pace a little bit because he doesn't want Cerundolo to get 100% comfortable and to actually start to find his range. So he says, okay, well, why don't I just throw in a couple of hard, flat shots in there. See how you like that? Which, honestly, I think Cerundolo prefers the pace, but let's see. Liam says Zverev will never win a slam, unfortunately. It's not likely, right? If Sinner and Alcaraz are in there, no. But there are always slams where somebody gets unexpectedly knocked out. Somebody is injured. You know, if Carlos and Sinner are healthy and your other big names are healthy, I see it being very tough and probably not likely that Zverev will win. But let's say that there's a slam where Sinner is out. He's out because of some sort of medical reason. Carlos gets unexpectedly knocked out in like the third round. You know, just plays a bad match. Why couldn't Zverev win that? Why couldn't he? You know, Roland Garros is definitely the best opportunity for Zverev to win himself a major. But overall, I agree with you. He's had 3 finals, time and time again. Yeah, he ran into this year. He ran into Jannik Sinner, but you know, imagine that Jannik Sinner was not at the Australian Open last year. You know, it would. I'm not saying that it's likely. It would just have to be the perfect storm. It would just have to be the perfect opportunity for Zverev. I'm getting away from the score here. But overall, I agree with you. It's not likely. Cerundolo on the run. Zverev tracks it down, gets here. What is sad is that, I mean, it's not even sad. It's actually super impressive. But Zverev is probably like one of the greatest comeback players of all time. And what I mean by that is he came back from like a serious injury where he broke multiple bones in his foot at Roland Garros in a match against Rafa Nadal, which he was winning, by the way. And he's come back to number 3 in the world. That right there is its own, I mean, that's incredible by itself. Yeah, I know. Sinner and Alcaraz will destroy him. I am in agreement with you there, Liam. If Zverev wants to win, he better hope that he does not have to play Sinner or Alcaraz. Serve. Game, Zverev. What was the score of that match? I'm going to look that one up. Zverev and Carlos at Roland Garros. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. That was a 5-setter. Yeah, it was. No. No, that was 2000. That was 24. Yeah, so in 24 they played. Yep. Zverev is a good matchup. Zverev is a good matchup for Carlos. I kind of forget that sometimes. Or Carlos is a good matchup for Zverev. But the problem is Carlos has that mentality, that just champion mentality that rises to a new level at in the big moments. And Zverev just doesn't seem to get there in the same way. And so I think in those big moments, Zverev, in a second or third round, fourth round match, something like that, at some 500 tournament, or at some 500 tournament, if Carlos and Zverev run into each other, or at a Masters 1000, Zverev can get a win. But if Zverev runs into Alcaraz at a Grand Slam, you're running into a completely different Carlos Alcaraz. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Cerundolo again to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo down the line. Zverev's still playing a good defensive game. And Cerundolo's staying in this match. He has found his range a little bit. Yeah, that's the game. I mean, I remember watching that. He was 2-1 up, and Alcaraz turned it on. Yeah, exactly. And he lost to Team at the U.S. Open in 2020. It's more understandable, but he was 2-0 up. Yeah, I actually don't remember that one very well. I don't know. I don't know if I watched the uh, the COVID U.S. Open. All right, Zverev to serve. That's an ace. Yeah, but the most impressive thing about Zverev is that I think he came back and he's still in the mix with these guys too. What about Tsitsipas? Where's Tsitsipas? He's nowhere to be heard of. He's like outside of the top. He's like in the top 30 right now. Tsitsipas completely disappeared. Zverev's still here, and he had a massive, potentially career-changing injury. He's still working hard. He deserves a Grand Slam for sure. Serve. It's an ace. If Zverev never wins a Grand Slam, I'd be pretty comfortable with calling him the greatest player who never won a Grand Slam. Backhand from Cerundolo. He gets up there, winner, easy. Oh, I get it. It's frustrating for sure. No, I completely understand you, Liam. It's frustrating. You said Zverev's your favorite player of all time. I believe you. Game Zverev. Argentina and Germany tied here in the second set of this must-win match for Germany. I would expect for Zverev to try to play a little bit of lockdown tennis here. Cerundolo has found he's found his range better in this set than the previous set. The previous set was god awful. Sir, it is a fault. Backhand, forehand from Cerundolo in the net. Ooh. Yeah, Cerundolo needs to be careful. Zverev's going to try to lock him in some rallies. Who do I have for the Australian Open? I'll tell you in a second. Backhand from Zverev in the net. That's a disappointing miss from Zverev. I mean, there's only one player on tour who's won 31 consecutive indoor hard court matches. Ace. Cerundolo. Yannick Sinner. I don't see why I would go for anyone other than Yannick Sinner at this point in time. Serve. In the net. And not the serve in the net, but the return in the net, rather. Yeah, there's just every other player gets dominated by Sinner and Alcaraz. Backhand from Cerundolo into the open court. Zverev on the run. He's there. Zverev defending. Cerundolo eventually puts it away. All right, Cerundolo making this second set closer. There's there's just no way to go with anybody. Like right now in the middle of November, there's no way to go with anybody other than Yannick. Especially now Carlos has a little bit of a hamstring issue. Who knows how serious that is? No idea. It definitely hurt him at the ATP finals. Carlos was coming into the net constantly on a lot of balls that didn't make any sense, and lost that one pretty quickly. So it's be interesting to see who can actually, if somebody can step up and challenge Alcaraz in center, and who that's going to be. Sir. Oh. Second serve. Backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo again to the backhand of Zverev in the net. In the net. Serve. That's a fault. Second serve. Oh, that's a let. Woo. Liam, as a Zverev fan, that has to be the watching Zverev hit a second serve in a pressure point. That's got to be painful. Serve. Backhand from Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo again to the forehand of Zverev. Forehand defensive shot from Cerundolo. Zverev with an overhead puts it away. 15-all. Fritz played really well against Carlos at Nito. Should have won really. Crucial moments. Yannick and Carlos show they are the best. Yep. It's all the mind game for them, man. All in the mind. Serve. Fault. Second serve. Forehand of Cerundolo to the forehand of Zverev off the tape, and it bounces out. Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what's going on with Tsitsipas. Goran told us what was going on with Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas isn't putting in any effort. He's not working. He's just not putting in the effort. That's an easy put away for Zverev. 30 all. You know, Tsitsipas hired Djokovic's old coach. You know, they were only together for like a couple of months because Goran was just left and said, "I'm done with this. Y'all are Tsitsipas. You're not putting in any work. Why would I be here? Waste my time with you." That's harsher than what he said, but forehand from Cerundolo, then a backhand from Cerundolo in the net. Not necessary. He's got Zverev a little bit wobbly, and Cerundolo kind of threw away an opportunity right there. Loved his battles with Kyrgios. I can't say I've ever loved a Kyrgios, but he's just one of those guys that I cannot stand. I won't watch him. I'm glad he's not playing. Done with him. So long. Goodbye. Serve. Forehand from Zverev. The backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Into the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Cerundolo again to the forehand of Zverev. He hits a bigger shot. Try to put that one away. Good shot from Zverev. Yeah, Kyrgios is not that guy. Backhand return from Zverev goes long. Serve. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev again. Forehand from Zverev goes wide. Ooh. Cerundolo has upped his game quite a bit in the second set, and this is good to watch to make something competitive. Serve. Forehand from Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Cerundolo on the run up to the net. It swings. Whee! Ouch. I think Novak said that he wanted to retire. Novak said something recently about when he wanted to retire. Yeah, that's what he said. He wants to play it. He wants to play at the Olympics. Who knows? Novak could retire at any moment, I think. Backhand from Zverev. Forehand. Forehand from Zverev again to the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Cerundolo is big. Cerundolo hitting the ball really big. Forehand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Another forehand from Cerundolo. Just try to get past the Zverev wall. And he does it right there. 40-15. Or sorry, 30-all, rather. I think. Oh, Cerundolo just let the ball. That's why. I thought that ball went out, but Cerundolo just let the ball go, and that ball landed in from Zverev. Oh, that's a brain malfunction from Cerundolo. Fault. Serve. To the forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. To the backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo. To the backhand is Zverev. That goes wide. Zverev. One of the other interesting things to keep in mind for Zverev is the last couple tournaments that he's played in, or let's see, what was it? It was in Toronto and in Cincinnati. He was having those weird health episodes, maybe related to his diabetes. But I don't think there was ever any information put out there, unless you know, Liam. He's your favorite player. Forehand. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo again to the forehand of Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo hits the tape. Zverev steps into it, but he hits it in the net. Cerundolo 4 points away from a set if he can break. Yeah, what do you know anything about that, Liam? Where in Toronto and in Cincinnati, Zverev seemed to be suffering from some sort of mysterious illness or something that was kind of zapping his energy. I don't know if it was just general fatigue or if it had to do with his diabetes or maybe something else. Or the heat, it could have been, I suppose. But I think the heat would fall under just general fatigue. But as far as Djokovic, I think Djokovic could retire at any moment. He probably has something in mind. I don't think that he will make it. Federer played till 40. I guess Federer did play when he was 40 years old, right? But Djokovic could suffer all types of injuries between now and LA Olympics. Forehand from Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Drop shot from Cerundolo. Zverev is up to it. Volleys. Zverev takes a step back. That's a nice shot. Passes him. Oh, he needed to be calm in that situation. That was a tricky, weird point. Drop shot from Cerundolo. Zverev gets up to it. Responds well. Ends up hitting a ball off the tape. Backs up. Backhand pass. Yeah, breathing issues and dizziness. Serve. The backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand goes wide. But, you know, if something like that became an issue for Zverev, definitely not going to win a major that way if that's something that ends up being medically you know, kind of reoccurring. Ace for Zverev. Serve. Forehand from Cerundolo to the forehead of Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo is well struck. Zverev hits it in the net. No, it can't be good for Zverev in any way. For sure. Serve. There's a fault. Serve. Backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev goes out. Uh-oh. But like I said, even if Zverev never wins a major, I'm very comfortable with calling him the greatest player who never won a major. Do you have any? Let's see, Liam. Do you have any other? Can you think of anybody else that would fit that? Great, amazing player, never won a major. Forehand from Zverev. Another forehand. Backhand. Forehand from Cerundolo to the forehand of Zverev. Short ball. Cerundolo gets up to it. Zverev can't chase it down. Wow. We are at deuce now. A CC Pass, obviously. You know, also, like, he was number 2 in the world at one point. So he spent a while at like number 2 and number 3 in the world. So amazing player. You can't deny it. I think that he was ranked number 2 in the world at one point. He may have only made it to number 3. Yeah, actually, Tsitsipas only made it to number 3 in the world. Cerundolo. Cerundolo hits it in the net. Alexandra Runa. Yeah, but Runa's still so young that Ace from Zverev gets in a little bit of trouble, but he gets out of it. Runa's still so young that I don't know if I would say like, oh, one of the greatest players of all time that never won a major, because he's not old enough to be in that conversation yet. I do love me some Runa though. I want to see him succeed. I really want to see Runa succeed. I'm talking about players like a little bit older, like David Ferrer, right? David Ferrer, one of the greatest players ever to never win a major. Your Fogninis of the world. Nishikori. There you go. Nishikori. Did Tsonga win Roland Garros at one point? Joe Willie. 15 love for Cerundolo. Forehand from Cerundolo. That's going to get it up to 30. Oh. Serve. Forehand. Forehand from Cerundolo goes out. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev off the tape, and it lands on his side. Oh, it lands on his side. What the hell? Serve to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo. Ooh, Zverev gets a little impatient. It looks like we are headed straight forward into a tiebreaker, guys. Try to. Can somebody Google this? I thought I would be able to see it. I think that Joe-Wilfried Tsonga won I think he won a major. I have too many things running on my laptop. But Rios. I actually like I know the name Rios, but I don't know his I don't know anything. Like if you put a lineup of pictures, I would not be able to choose Rio. But I know the name. Rude had the potential. Rude's still young too. Rude has some Rude can still do something. He's had some injuries. Rude has had some injuries over the last year and a half or 2 years. I think he had a wrist thing going on. Tsonga never won a major. Yeah, so let's put Tsonga in that list. He is definitely one of the best players. He's one of the best players to never win a major. I loved watching Tsonga back in the day, man. Gael Monfils. Why didn't we say anything about Gael Monfils? Come on, baby. Monfils. Zverev, 15 love. Second serve. To the backhand of Cerundolo. Forehand. Nope. Backhand from Cerundolo goes out. Serve. That's a fault. Second serve. To the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Oh, the hell? What happened to the stats? Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev, sliding out. Oh, anytime that Zverev slides anywhere gives me a mini. I have a mini heart attack. It's like, oh my god, don't roll your ankle, please. Please don't roll your ankle. Serve. Do the backhand of Cerundolo in the net. All right. This has been a good set. I'm happy that Cerundolo has upped his game, at least for viewing purposes. Serve. Oh. Serve. Forehand from Cerundolo. Ooh. That was a nice forehand in the backhand corner from Cerundolo. Your commentary is cool. Hope you have a channel like Cam who does this too. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Alexander. Or Alexandra. Whichever way that you would like that to be pronounced. Alexander. I think it's Alexander. Anyways, return from Cerundolo in the net. We are going to a tiebreaker. That means a lot, Alexander. Yeah, I do this. It just is. As long as this is fun, I continue doing this. As soon as it stops being fun, I will no longer do it. Serve from Cerundolo to the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo to the forehand of Zverev again. Forehand from Cerundolo hits the tape. It's short. Zverev gets up to it. Passing shot. Zverev stretch volley drop shot. Very nice. Very nice. So actually, the mini break right here to Zverev to open up the tiebreak. Serve is a let. Germany does have to win this match to stay in the Davis Cup. And Zverev loves the Davis Cup, by the way. You didn't know that. Serve. That's a let. Serve. To the forehand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Serve. Oh, no. Why did I say serve? Am I losing my mind? Backhand from Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Forehand from Zverev on the run. And from Zverev. Who's doing more running here? I don't know. The longest rally of the match. Has to be. Backhand from Zverev up the line. Cerundolo's there. Forehand from Zverev up the line. Cerundolo. Inside out forehand. Forehand from Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Cerundolo just trying to hit through the defenses of Zverev, and he wears out. Zverev gets that point. Wow. I hope they show us how many shots that rally was. That was a long rally. 37 shots. 37 shots. Cerundolo just could not hit through the amazing defense of Zverev. But that both of them are hunched over and huffing in air. Serve. Forehand for Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo again to the forehead of Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. Oh, barely lands in. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev again to the forehand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Cerundolo to the backhand of Zverev. Hits a nice passing shot. Cerundolo lays out for that, trying to reach for it. No good. Cerundolo went parallel for that. Either he jumped for it or he slipped. We're going to see in this replay. Oh, no. Yeah, he slipped. He didn't dive. He slipped. It was probably a little bit of both. He was probably diving, but he also slipped in the middle of his dive. I think that's what it was. Either way, Zverev is up a mini break and looking good. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Forehand from Zverev. Winner. Huge lead for Zverev in the tiebreak. Serve. Forehand of Zverev. That lands out. Why are these statistics messing up here? I don't like that. All you can see are their aces and their second serve percentage. Enjoy those stats. Cerundolo got a point, by the way. Zverev to serve. Serve. The backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand for Cerundolo goes out. We're going to switch sides. Serve from Zverev. To the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev again to the backhand of Cerundolo. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand to backhand here. Zverev on the run. Tries to go up the line. No good. Cerundolo actually gets one mini break back. But he's certainly not in a comfortable position. Serve. This is a fault. Second. Oh, no. Double fault from the Argentine. Match point. First match point. Serve. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Cerundolo. To the forehand is Zverev. Backhand from Cerundolo. The backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Zverev goes out. This website might be trash. It seems like it. Serve. The forehand of Cerundolo. Cerundolo hits it out. Zverev makes it happen. Zverev takes the second set, 7-6. Woo! Should we watch the doubles? We could. That was a good second set. I'm happy with the way that turned out. Tomorrow, got the semifinals. Argentina and Germany still need to settle this with a doubles match. I don't think I'll be able to hang around for the doubles match. I gotta maybe get outside, touch some grass for the day. But I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow to be able to watch the semifinals. I don't know when they're starting. I really got to look at the times for those because it could be like super early in the morning. Yeah, they're not posted yet. Even if they're early, maybe as early as like probably the earliest I would handle that would be 6 in the morning. I'll get up at 6. I'm not getting up at 4 or 3. All right. Hey, if this is your first time checking out the channel, I appreciate you for being here. Fun conversation in the chat as well. That was cool. Yeah. Tune back in tomorrow if you can. Would enjoy to have you back. But for now, I am going to check out. And so long. Peace.